Hej, siemanko Liska, z tej strony Mes, witam was w kolejnym odcinku z trailerami i wrażeniami z oglądania tych trailerów. Także mamy ostatnią paczuszkę trailerów, bo w sumie w kantonie się za dużo nic nie pojawiło, więc lecimy z temacikiem. Za dużo nie mamy. Revita, The Old Friends Update Official Trailer, także zobaczmy. Your time is crucial. Make sure you will get on the time. Do, do, do. Laser gun, rocket launcher, machine gun, shotgun. New characters. The TV man. Equip new celestial weapons. Fajna giereczka zresztą. Kolejne jakieś fajne indyczne. Kurde, te indyki jak na wysypie, ale są zacne, naprawdę zacne. Są lepsze niż AAA. Pięknie. Bardzo fajna giereczka, bardzo fajna. Może sobie obadamy ją? Zobaczymy. Ale lecimy dalej. Mortal Online 2. Brzmi prawie jak Mortal Kombat Online 2. Czyli widzimy z pierwszej osoby. Spoko widok. Oczywiście trochę przypomina Skyrima? Tylko z elementami craftingu i tak dalej? Zbieractwem całym? Holy shit. Craft with million options. No i w sumie trochę tego Valheima to trochę. Wiesz, chociaż to nie takie klimaty wikingowe, ale średniowieczne bym powiedział. Ale coś ten deseń. Jeszcze magiczne już w ogóle. No, czyli takie połączenie Skyrima, średniowiecza z elementami craftingu, walki. Not bad. Du. And Conquer. Wojny jakieś. What the hell? Nieźle. Ładnie, ładnie. Bardzo ładnie giereczka wygląda. Ale wskoczymy do następnego trailera. Fall Guys. Suck Boys Challenge. Szaki, szaki. Kurczę, może powinienem skoczyć do Fall Guysów, kurczę, zobaczyć co tam teraz ciekawego jest. Dawno już sobie nie graliśmy do Fall Guysa. Fall Guys, the epic adventure of the Fall Guys, yes, interesting. Bang, 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 okay, okay. This is the president speaking.
You're the newly elected president, and you need to change the United States Constitution to escape justice. How do you do that? Well, that's fairly obvious, isn't it? You'll force Congress to support your amendment, get the Supreme Court on your side to initiate a popular vote, and deploy all possible tricks and deception, some dimwits might even say crimes, to win it. Just don't get impeached before doing all that, and you're golden. But the road to lifelong immunity is full of pitfalls, and you'll need to remember to clean up the daily messes that arise. Some might even call these distractions presidential duties. Score some easy points by price capping video games and banning online advertising, but why limit yourself to ads alone? Let's regulate the whole internet. Our friends in China could use some help with censorship anyway. Or how about rescuing Russia's president who's been overthrown by his opponent? Sending a hamster into space is one of the more reasonable choices, right next to helping a serial killer escape prison. Oh, and I almost forgot about discovering you-know-who's secret nuclear weapon.
Nuclear weapon.
Of course, your team members may dislike some of your decisions, but it doesn't always hurt to remind them who's helping cover up their dirty little secrets. Things like gambling, alcohol, and domestic violence, just to name a few. Thugs, hackers, journalists, lawyers. You need a variety of talents, and no matter how differently they may feel about the nature of their work, there is no moral dilemma that cannot be solved with a juicy Christmas bonus from our charity fund. Some might call it morally ambiguous, but others are realists, like yourself. This is the world we live in. Why not take the lemons and make some lemonade? Americans can put their faith in their cute little separation of powers all they want, but no one, and I mean no one, can resist our methods of persuasion. And not only because they realize the ethical implications of their actions, but also because deep down they already know nothing can separate power from you.
Yes, I am the most powerful being.
Okej, 6 grudnia, czyli już niedługo. This is the president speaking. Zobaczymy, zobaczymy. Ale lećmy dalej. Martha is Dead, the official release date trailer. Wow.
Peggy 18.
Graliśmy w demkę, więc zapowiada się zacnie.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a baby by the toe. If it squeals, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Release me.
Released me. W lutym, pod koniec lutego. No to już w sumie niedługo, jakby nie patrzeć, to już niedługo. I ludziska, ostatni trailer na dzień dzisiejszy, no, trochę dłuższy, prawie 5 minut, 42, więc powinno być całkiem spoko. Warhammer 40 000 House'Gate Demon Hunter.
Peggy 18.
The Chaos Gate is open again.
The Death Guard are Nurgle's greatest mortal champions. They are traitor space marines and have been utterly consumed by the corruptive powers of death and decay. Combining their own toxic plagues with mutations granted by the Bloom, they'll become powerful obstacles for the Grey Knights.
The Bloom is Nurgle's gift to humanity, a plague unlike anything the Warhammer 40,000 universe has seen before.
As a galaxy-spanning plague, Bloom seems to spread through corrupted seeds, objects carried by Nurgle's minions that radiate with a foul essence, corrupting and mutating any life nearby. Once the Bloom infects a planet, it will slowly fester with these corrupted growths called Bloom spawn that will spread across the planet until all life is consumed, and it can be turned towards the Chaos God's designs.
As part of the main campaign storyline, you'll be delving into arcane lore, researching ways to combat this growing corruption.
Once a planet is infected by the Bloom, Nurgle can actively interfere with your combat missions, sparking warp surges that can cause all sorts of unpredictable events on the battlefield. Warp surges can summon new enemy reinforcements, trigger powerful boons and mutations in enemies, as well as restrict your knight's abilities.
The Bloom's mutations are a powerful tool of Nurgle that can transform the way an enemy fights, increasing their strength based on the strain of the Bloom's infection. For example, one planet may be infected with the strain of Pain, which tends to give enemies higher damage mutations. Others may be infected with the strain of Death, which tends to give enemies the ability to sap your knight's willpower.
Another factor you'll have to contend with is that the longer the Bloom is left to corrupt a planet, the stronger and more frequent these incursions will become. It's crucial to manage the Bloom's outbreak at the strategic level. On board your strike ship, the Baleful Edict, you'll have limited resources to spend trying to contain the plague. You can focus on researching powerful stratagems and purity seal upgrades for your weapons and armor. That'll give you an edge in combat. But you can also spend resources on your ship, improving its ability to respond quickly to new combat missions, and suppress the Bloom's corruption.
Against the forces of chaos, you will have to make difficult choices that can have far-reaching consequences in the overall campaign. Ensuring your strike cruiser is operating at its fullest potential is vitally important to your success. This is a Warhammer 40,000 game, so we have the advantage of working with all the finely detailed Games Workshop miniatures as our reference. And the codexes give us a lot of material to work with as well.
The armaments and abilities of the knights and enemy units have been tied tightly to the miniatures that influenced them. But because our game mechanics are very different from the tabletop experience, we were able to pitch some tweaks and totally novel abilities for all the units, as long as they match the theme and lore requirements of the world. Throughout the campaign, you'll cross swords with greater demons, demon princes, and other gigantic foes. These are Nurgle's champions with unique abilities, and they represent a massive obstacle to defeat.
They're also a big change from the regular enemies you'll have been fighting up to that point. They destroy everything in their path. They can pick up and hurl knights through walls and crush them underfoot, even collapse whole sections of levels.
These are real David versus Goliath type battles. Each of the Lords of the Bloom has their own unique personality and strategies. Let's just say you'll need to put together a lot of what you've learned and built up with your knights to take these guys down.
Facing these bosses also means entering their domains, which sit at a precipice between real space and the warp.
These are among the most corrupt environments. Well, you know, except for...
What?
You know, the place at the end?
I really don't think we're supposed to talk about it yet.
Come on!
All right, I guess one little peek wouldn't hurt.
If you're familiar with your demon Primarchs, you might notice someone in particular showing up in Chaos Gate Demon Hunters.
No i gitara. Zapowiada się naprawdę zacnie, ludziska. Coś a la X-komy, więc to na pewno będzie na tapecie u mnie. Jakby nie patrzeć, być może gdzieś jeszcze sobie pogramy jakieś X-komy albo coś w tym stylu. Wiem, że mamy do ukończenia Chimera, tam Phoenix Project, gdzie w sumie to zostawiliśmy, no bo trochę tak tam jakiś brak balansów było i tak dalej, były trochę zbugowane gierki, więc na pewno sobie to gramy, ale na ten odcinek ludziska, jeśli chodzi o trailery, to tyle z mojej strony i widzimy się już niedługo w kolejnych odcinkach. Czekam, aż się pojawią nowe trailery i będę nagrywał. Trzymajcie się. Hej.